Hey everyone. Alright, so I've kinda sorta got over the flu, so I'm a little bit better this week. Before I review the second episode of RuPaul's Drag Race for Season 5, I want everyone to be reminded to go to Twitter and add me, follow me. I'm gonna try to keep up with Twitter this year. It kinda goes and flourishes. Like, I'll use Twitter a lot over a couple of days, and then you won't see me for a week. But I'm going to try to be more Twitterific this season. But I had posted an idea that I think that instead of All-Stars, they did an All-Stars episode for, like, the fall. I have my opinions on why they did an All-Star season. Kind of think that RuPaul was kind of upset that the fans didn't want Chad Michaels as the winner of Season 4. So she put it up to a fan vote, and the fan vote was so overwhelming for Sharon Needles that she kind of felt the need to make Sharon Needles the winner of Season 4. Oh Lord, I didn't even shave for this. I kind of have a Polly D. Albert Einstein look with the hair, but anyway, back to Season 4. I think that they did an All-Stars season because Chad Michaels needed to be crowned the winner of Season 4, in Rue's opinion. So maybe they won't ever do another fall edition. Maybe it's just Rue getting upset with the fans and wanting to get back at us by forcing us to sit through All-Stars just to see the eventual winner that we all knew was going to be crowned. Chad Michaels was crowned the winner. But I think if they were testing the waters for ratings to see if a fall edition would work, rather than have a Season 6 in the fall, maybe they should do another special edition of RuPaul's Drag Race. And I think what they need to do is an international version. A lot of people say, oh, well, they already do an international version because they always represent Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is voted to become an American state. We're just waiting on Congress to approve it. It should probably take forever because America doesn't want a 51st state. But Puerto Rico has been for over 12 years now, has been a part of the United States. So it's not an international edition. And then you had BB from Cameroon, who was working in the United States, U.S. citizen. You had Serena, who was repping Panama, but, still an American citizen. So I think they need to have an international edition where Rue goes, let's say to London, Paris, somewhere. There's drag queens all over the world. So I think there should literally be drag queens from, like, England, and Throw and Shade would probably be a good duo for that, for repping the UK. Australia, have France, Russia, China, Rio. I think it would be a very interesting episode. So go to Twitter, follow me, and retweet the tweet that I sent out that I would like to see an international version of RuPaul's Drag Race. If you retweet that enough, RuPaul will get the message because RuPaul is tagged in that message. But, before I go on to the review, I also want to say this is not Mardi Gras. These are Gasparilla beads. Tampa Bay's version of Mardi Gras is called Gasparilla. It's very similar to Mardi Gras. It starts like a week before Mardi Gras. It continues for a whole month. It's like Mardi Gras in New Orleans, but it's Florida style, Latin style. And it revolves around pirates and family fun, and they have arts festivals and film festivals and parades and drunken debauchery and all of that fun stuff. So it's very similar to Mardi Gras. But the reason why I'm wearing this is because a lot of the queens from RuPaul's Drag Race have been coming to town and doing shows. Maybe I'm blind. Maybe it's because I have not been paying that much attention to Twitter. But no one seems to mention Gasparilla. which is like Tampa's biggest festival of the year. What are the Tampa Bay Queens not doing? I mean, I think Honey Mahogany's coming here next week. I think it was Penetration was here last week. Jade Jolie is from Gainesville, so she's not that far away. But no one is mentioning, like, Gasparilla when they come to town, when they tweet about it. The Tampa Bay gays need to take these queens out and show them a good time for Gasparilla. So, show off Tampa. Okay. On to the review. To start out the episode, everyone was really sad that Penetration had been voted off, and Serena Cha-Cha was fishing for compliments, and she wasn't getting them because no one really likes her. I mean, I think Serena Cha-Cha is cute. Maybe not, presenting herself the best way possible for RuPaul's Drag Race. She's kind of grating on everyone's nerves. So, it was a foregone conclusion that Serena Cha-Cha would probably go home this week. If she wasn't going to go home this week, then we could have expected a Jiggly Caliente situation where she would just keep surviving week in and week out and sending other queens home and pissing everybody off, pissing the fans off. But in the first mini-challenge, let me show you my notes first. I love how I should be taking, like, bullet points for my notes, but yet I write fucking paragraphs. And then I have to read this shit. But, alright, the mini-challenge. When Rue brought out those cardboard cutouts with the little glory hole mouths, I was just like, ooh, sweet baby Jesus. That was the funniest thing I've ever seen. I don't really like the mini-challenges that much, but that actually was pretty funny. I liked this mini-challenge. It was one of the few that I actually liked. It was entertaining. But, of course, Serena Cha-Cha would have to win one of the mini-challenges. Glad that Detox also won, again, a mini-challenge. Detox is awesome. I know a lot of YouTube reviewers have been talking about Ivy Winters and the fact that they don't know anything about Ivy Winters. And I think I even said this when I was doing the cast review before the season started. I didn't really find much about Ivy Winters. Didn't know anything about her. I'd heard her name dropped in a couple of rumor messages that I got on Tumblr. So I kind of knew Ivy Winters was going to be on there, but really didn't know much about her and really didn't expect much from her. Last episode, didn't even really know Ivy Winters was even there, to be honest. This episode started to notice Ivy Winters. And not just because she was one of the 3 winners on the mini-challenge, but the way Ivy Winters as a guy was dressed in that workroom. Had that, Tyler Oakley realness to him. He actually was kind of cute. Kind of got my attention. A little bow tie and, the preppy dress and the glasses. So, Ivy Winters caught my attention there. And then later on the runway, when Ivy Winters came out with the stilts, dressed as a butterfly, I think that was a little bit over top and was not necessary. The stilts were entirely not needed at all. It was just kind of attention grabbing. It wasn't needed because you came out dressed like a butterfly. She looked awesome, so if she walked out there in regular heels, she would have been fine, but she decided to go out in stilts, and it just kind of looked awkward. I don't know how I felt about that. But from now on, I'm definitely going to be paying more attention to Ivy Winters. And I liked that Jade Jolie and Serena Cha-Cha ended up on the same team. Poor Jade. Jade kind of reminds me of something. I know that there's been a lot of rumors on the internet that Jade Jolie did porn. I've not found any evidence of that or anything. Did a Google search and there did come up a straight porn actress named Jade Jolie, who was a blonde. But nothing really about Jade Jolie, that the drag queen. You know, if you know anything about it, I've been out sick for a week, so I haven't been able to do much research. If you know any truth about that, let me know. I'm thinking perhaps Jade Jolie does kind of look familiar. About 8 years ago, like back in the Stone Age of the internet, there was a porn site called College Boys Live or something like that. And they had it was a Florida-based website. It was not really a porn site. It was more of a bunch of college kids living in a house that was wired with microphones and cameras that recorded them 24/7. So it was more like Big Brother, kind of like a reality TV show type deal. But guys were paying like $30 and $40 a month to have a subscription to this college house, where they were watching these boys do things, and you know, they'd go online and they'd chat a little bit. You know, they'd promote themselves in gay.com back when gay.com was popular. It tells you how old this website was. There were like several different websites. The main one was like based in Orlando, and Jade Jolie was from Gainesville, so it's possible. Then there was a Tampa College Boys, so it was based around the USF area. And I think there was a third one, I think in Tallahassee. It's either Tallahassee or Gainesville, maybe. So, and Jade Jolie kind of looked familiar, so, as a guy. So it's possible that he was a roommate for several months or a year in this house. That's the reason why people thought it was a porn website, but it really wasn't. I mean, if they brought guys home and they did things, they were on camera, so I mean, it's kind of like a porn site, but it wasn't so much a porn site. Jade Jolie, though, reminds me of one of my best friends from college. When I went to school up in Virginia at Radford University, I had a friend named Becky, who turned out to be a lesbian, that looked just like Jade Jolie does as a guy. Now, Becky ended up being a drag king in Washington, D.C. We've fallen out of touch. I haven't seen or heard from Becky in years and years and years. So, Becky, if you happen to stumble across this, get in touch with me. We need to catch up. Alright. Anyway, back to the review. I hate the new alliance name, Alaska Talks. I'm glad that Roxy, Detox, and Alaska kind of teamed up. Roxy and Detox are Florida queens. Roxy is from Orlando. Detox was originally from Sarasota. So, it's great that they have a Florida-Pittsburgh sandwich. But, I'm glad that they teamed up, but I don't like the team name. It's stupid. It sounds horrible. I thought last year watching Big Brother that the Quack Pack was like the worst alliance name ever in reality TV show history, but Alaska Talks is probably worse. No, Kitty. Sylvia. Get away from the light. Get away from the light. Sylvia. Of course my cat would have to mess up this video. Stop. Get away from the light. Move! Okay. Alright. On to the next part of the review.